Do you have that clip, Jojo, of Lord Cyrus?
I do. Ready to go.
What do you say this time?
Here we go.
Something related to this sort of about Disco Inferno?
Sure.
So I listen to Conan Keeping It 100 because I like it, most of it. I'm not a fan of... I'm a fan of Conan. I'm a fan of Shane Helms. I'm always interested in what Disco has to say, although he's an idiot. The rest of the jabrones, like Gertner and what's the guy's name, Jojo or whatever, like, these new guys make me wish Kevin Gill was still on the show. Oh. These guys make Kevin Gill look like vintage Johnny Carson, is all I'll say. But anyway, Conan's great. So I'm listening to the show, and Disco is doing the Disco list, and I'm smiling right now because it's just funny. Like he's such a pussy. He's complaining about how you and I are abusing him on the show, how I'm calling him mentally defective, and he's calling me a moron. And then he's like, and Lance Storm, he just sits there and snickers every time my name is brought up. It's very dismissive. And anyway, so I guess he had heard that he referenced a line I used like a year ago, which was that the difference between Disco and I is that I was taught how to stretch people by Bad News Allen, and he learned how to stretch people by doing DDP yoga. And he actually referenced that line. He's like, yeah, him getting trained by Bad News Allen is like Justin Bieber learning how to box from Floyd Mayweather. And I'm like, well, Justin Bieber would probably still kick Disco's ass. But anyway, and then Conan said, well, you know, he said on his show he's got a mass transit blade job. You can put 200 stitches in your head. And Disco's like, oh, if he does that, I'm going to sue him.
I'm going to tell my mom.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I will say this, and I think Disco's really, he's an entertaining character. And I find myself, you know, agreeing with some of the stuff that he says on Twitter when I look at it. But, you know, here's the deal. I mean, Disco is an entertaining guy, and he had a good career. There's no question about that. But, you know, the thing is that Disco came up in the business, and he basically was a one-dimensional character who got less over the more TV time he got. He was a decent bump and feed guy, but he was a decent bump and feed guy because that's all he really ever got to do. He never really got put over. He never really got pushed. He was out there to put other people over, which is fine. It's an important job, just not one I'm familiar with, or you. But there's a whole side of the business because I don't know how he got into WCW, like basically out of wrestling school. He'd say it was because he's good, but I mean, I have my own theories on how he got in there. I'm not going to get into that, but family show and all that. But, you know, he missed a whole side of the business that others of us that actually paid dues got to see. And so when I say that I'm going to put 200 stitches in his head if I see him on that boat, on the Jericho cruise, what I mean is it's not about me assaulting the Disco Inferno. It's about me showing him a side of the business that he never got to see, and that as a result he doesn't have respect for. So I had the pleasure, shall we say, and so did you, of wrestling Abdullah the Butcher and having to worry about someone having 5 swords taped to their fingers. And I think Disco missed out on that, and as a result, I think he would be a lot more respectful of people like you and I if he got to experience that. And I'm happy to make that happen. I hope that there's a ship's doctor of some sort. And I would suggest that he bring a needle and thread and bring a whole bunch of towels to soap up the sauce. Because, and I'm not even saying I'm going to do it in a match. I'm saying I'll do it at the buffet. I'll do it by the pool. I'll do it in the hallway. I'll do it on the promenade deck. I'll do it on the shuffleboard patio. But there, as they like to say, there will be blood. And so there you go. That's all I have to say.
All right. So I don't know what happened between you and Lord Cyrus, the great Lord Cyrus of Moldavia, because if you remember, you guys had some heat, then it kind of dissipated. And now for some reason, there seems to be heat again. And he also insinuated that you might have been on some sort of casting couch to get your job. But
yeah,
right.
The first thing is I think it's hysterical when he talks about my career. His career pales in comparison to my career. I mean, his career was like he was actually like was the single most forgotten wrestler in WWE because his career was that meaningless. You know, they actually posted it on their website. And I think guys like him are kind of jealous that they try to diminish my accomplishments by speaking, talking down about me and like saying I wasn't over. But it's very interesting that a guy like me that never worked for the WWE would have the WWE website celebrating my birthday. And the WWE Network celebrated my birthday. I never worked for them.
Right.
Okay, and I think what happens is these guys, like, they bury me for so long, and they see something like that, and it drives them into a jealous rage. Okay,
now, are you going to write on Lance?
Him and Lance are insanely jealous of me. Okay, that can't even be argued. All right? So, like, when they see stuff like that, I think it sets them off. Right. You know, and they say things like that, and like, they take my tweets drive them crazy. That other guy they got on their show, Paul Lazenby, wants to fight me, and just and I just think
he was egged on by them to fight you, or this is just.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, but him trying to claim that he's going to like attack me.
It's Hughesy. Hello.
Attack me. On the cruise, I'm just gonna get it. You know,
you can't even walk on now. You gotta watch. He even said that. No, now you gotta watch your step on the promenade deck. Come on.
We'll have authorities there.
And the shuffleboard.
If he continues to make terroristic threats, he's not going to be on the cruise. He's not going to be on Podcast One anymore. I'm going to get Jericho to kick him off, or I'll get Podcast One. I'll go to Podcast One and have them thrown off the air. That whole show
like that.
Yeah, I will sue Podcast One, Jericho, the Jericho Cruise, Killing the Town, whoever needs to be brought to justice for these terroristic threats. It's just.
I'll tell you the only part I thought. Let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
I thought he went way over the line when he said that he might attack you on the promenade deck. I think that's really pushing it a little bit too much. The buffet, I'm cool with.
He's also talking a good game, though. He's talking a good game, okay? Because guys like that usually are all bark and no bite. Like if he sees me, he'll probably just walk right by. You know, he's one of those tough talkers. But he won't try anything because he knows I'm in good shape. He knows, he's balding. He's out of shape. He didn't work out. What is he going to do?
But we're like almost at the end of the year here, and that's when Lord Cyrus. I think if we maybe invite him on the show, he might be in a better mood because this is the time of year when Lord Cyrus is handing out free chickens and doing all this philanthropic
work. Okay.